Hello, everyone. Unlike Assassin here. So, the devs from Darktide made a sort of blog on their website about character customization, and I thought it'd be a cool idea to get into it. So, I'm going to try and skim over it, because most of this is just. Anyways, introduction. Hello. My name is Joris? Joris Radinovas. I might be butchering their name, sorry. Joris Radinovas. And I'm the lead character artist on Darktide team. On the Darktide team, together with many talented colleagues, I'm working to bring the characters and horrors of Atoma Prime to life. I love everything gritty and creepy, and so working at Fat Shark on a project like Darktide for the past 2.5 years has been nothing but joy. Today, I'm super excited to provide an insight into the character customization in Darktide and talk about how we've worked together to allow players to create their own characters of the 41st millennium in the Warhammer universe. Creating your character does sound like a really cool idea for this kind of game. Entering the world of Fat Shark and 41st millennium. At the beginning of my journey at Fat Shark, my only previous experience with Warhammer Universe was Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 2. Which, I remember that game not being too great. At least for me. I'm sure some people love that game, it just wasn't one of my favorites. But the character design was pretty alright, so. I have very fond memories of playing it when I was younger. I also started playing Warhammer Vermintide 2 about a year before joining Fat Shark. I vividly remember playing Vermintide 2 and being impressed by how fun and coherent the game felt. Those were the signs that the whole team was very passionate about the project, and the quality of their work, and those who were the values that led me to join Fat Shark eventually. A year after playing Vermintide 2, I was brought on Darktide by our game director, Anders D. Gear. Sorry, I'm just butchering these names today. I felt immense passion immediately and understood the vision that the team was aiming for when it came to character art for the project. I felt very inspired to help achieve it. Together with my team, our technical director, Michael Hansen, and art director, Mattis Rausk, we helped set the technical and artistic requirements with workflows that would allow us to achieve our goals during production. I quickly realized that character art is essential when working with Warhammer IP, since there is so much raw artistic boldness in the miniatures, designs, and visual descriptions within the lore of Warhammer 40,000. The whole character and concept art team wanted to make sure that visually our work shows the grittiness of this world and that we portray our characters in a way that belongs to that universe and Darktide's narrative. Sentencing your convict. In Darktide, you begin playing by creating your convict, a reject who, by doing missions, will gain trust and climb the tower of respect built within the ranks of Inquisition. Players decide the backstory of their convict and choose a look that matches it. We have decided to peel back on predetermined characters that players could choose in Vermintide 2 and try offering players more freedom and choice in shaping their avatar. That's freaking cool, actually. Let's see. Dereliction of duty. Punishment for dereliction of duty is often death, but in some cases this is bypassed for conviction or relegation to a penal battleton. Effect: yellow prison suit. So based on your backstory, you get different outfits. So wait, what we've seen so far, that's not what we look like. Is there gonna be a gear system? That's what it seems like, or at least a skin system where when you create a character and based on the class you pick, okay. I'm starting to see how this is building into, because what if you create your character and you have to pick a class? So what we could be seeing in this game is, what if we have like 3 Ogrins, right? Like if you make an Ogrin class, you would make your own Ogre, and if you there's just so much they could do with this, which actually seems really cool. And I'm seeing down here, it says continue. There's so many stages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different stages with creating your character. So those last 2 could be just pick your class, right? And people have been saying when they saw gameplay of Darktide, is that they saw both male and female versions of each of the characters, except maybe the Ogre. Which, I mean, it sounds pretty cool to me. I would like the idea, because the one problem I had with Vermintide 2 is when I wanted to play online, I couldn't always pick the character I wanted, because when I load into the match, there was someone who already picked them. So I was forced to pick someone else, which was always kind of lame and kind of deterred me from wanting to play multiplayer. But if they do it something like this, where let's say you create your own character and they're a librarian, and then someone else makes a character and makes them a librarian as well, could we potentially play with 4 librarians all at their own stage of the game of how like leveled and maybe geared their librarian is? That would be a really cool system. That way people wouldn't have to fight over or gamble whether they can get to play the type of class they want to play, instead of just pick this character or you have to pick a different one because someone already picked them. Okay. Sorry, I gotta drink some water. Our goal is to spark a personal attachment to one or several characters that players choose to create and play with. It's a very daunting task. The Uberstreik, sorry, I'm really butchering these words. Uberstreik 5 in Vermintide 2 had so much personality, both visually and narratively. It's why fans have grown to love those particular characters. But the way we have tackled this enormous undertaking lies within 2 significant features in Darktide: the character creator and the cosmetic customization, which is probably going to be really fun to get into. This pair of features requires a lot of effort to do right. Excuse me. So, in the project, we formed a feature team specifically dedicated to ensuring that we deliver the best character customization that we can here at Fat Shark. This feature team consists of myself and other incredibly talented craftsmen and craftswomen, concept artists, characters artists, weapon artists, and technical animators. Visual style and intent. When creating their first convict, the player can select between predetermined classes, backstory, and personality choices. Personality choices, which affect voice acting, specific customization options, and perks, etc. So yeah, they can select between predetermined classes. So if we can pick our class right off the bat, then I think I'm right. I think we're going to be able to have like more than one librarian or more than one ogre in a match, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Everyone's still playing the game how it's meant to be played. It wouldn't ruin it by any means, right? So that would be a really cool thing. That means if I really want to play as the Sister of Battle, I get to play the Sister of Battle, because that's the class I'm actually really hyped for. Okay, that's going to be really cool. I lost where I am. Okay, backstory and personality choices, which affect voice acting. That's what interests me the most right now, because based on my backstory, it changes how my character talks, and personality choices. That's going to be really interesting how they implement that in the game. Like right now I can't see it, because I just never expected something like that in a game before. There's never been a game where you choose how your character talks. It's usually always like made up to be this or that. So yeah, the voice acting part is pretty interesting, and specific customization options, perks, etc. Which would probably be pretty cool, giving your character more damage or whatever. Our feature team job is to make sure that we can support these choices and provide players with visual options that can match the narrative and tone of the game. Since we've chosen not to have predetermined characters with personalities this time, the approach was tackle customization options in a way that make up for players and other means to allow them to shape characters that still have expressive personalities. For example, we provided a set of pre-made face options rather than letting players use sliders to shape them. This way we could pack in a lot more personality and visual appeal in how the faces look. Our most crucial visual intent with the customization options is to make sure that they feel like they are a part of the world of the 41st millennium, while also being connected to the narrative of Darktide. We want the player character faces to look rugged and worn from lack of sleep and food. We want scars to be a brutal reminder of their former life. We want tattoos made with burned boot heel ink and locally collected gutter oil. As my colleague and one of our talented characters artists, Karen Buckland, would describe them. Everyone's having such like crazy names that I can't even freaking pronounce. Alright, so let's see. We have the appearances, we have body type, face, eye color, hairstyle, facial hair, face tattoos, body tattoos, scars, height. You can make. I wonder how like crazy the height can get. Well, they said they had. What was it? They had. They didn't. They don't. It's not sliders or anything, so it's up between 3. So I guess short, medium height, and then somewhat tall. Personality. Now I'm seeing. Let's see. There's body type. Okay. So I'm assuming these are all the different... Okay, so we select face tattoos, and I'm assuming these are all the different face tattoos. Okay, that makes sense. This is all just showing all the other visual things you could have based on this thing you selected. So each section has its own, like, column here of different stuff. I wonder how height's gonna look. And you can randomize. I can see it down here. You can randomize it, zoom in, go back. Yeah. All this starts with the concept art team, which has done a fantastic job setting the initial tone and the visual style. One of our concept artists, Miguel Iglesias, has provided us with amazing mood concept that would easily be part of a Games Workshop illustration book. This has helped us immensely when coming up with suitable customization options for Warhammer 40,000 video game. For a Warhammer 40,000 video game. That's pretty cool. I like how it's like pretty much the same face, but they like change it. Like you can make it look like this, or change it like that, or like this, or like that. And then we have the same face, like this, or like this, or like this, or like that. It's looking pretty cool. I'm liking the character customization so far. A drive for craftsmanship. One of more significant values that the whole art team here at Fat Shark has is belief in craftsmanship. When it comes to our work, we apply this core value directly to what we do with character art and take pride in our handcrafted assets such as faces. Faces are an excellent example because the subject is very complex, and it takes a lot of skill to create a hyper-realistic face that doesn't look uncanny. Today, many studios rely on photo scanning their character assets such as faces and clothing. There are areas where working smarter, not harder, is critical, and the method of producing assets with scanning can be efficient. We believe it takes out a lot of artistic value, and often the art becomes generic, soulless, and lacks personality. And so, when we create assets like faces, we want to make sure that they resemble the style, tone, and grittiness of our mood concepts. We want players to see the work that an individual artist has put in when hand sculpting every form of each face. The art becomes more personal because a real person has crafted something with their own hands. I believe this unique and artistic touch is tough to achieve by relying on scanning real people with software that does the work for the artist. So they don't do the whole face scanning thing. This is all like they hand sculpted this person's face and then added a bunch of different stuff to it multiple times. They didn't scan this off someone's face. This is a face they made, which actually is honestly pretty freaking good. That's a lot of skill right there when it comes to art, because being able to like draw a human face is difficult. Like it's not something just anyone can do. This is a difficult thing to do, to simply just make a face, right? It's not easy to just make a human face, especially if you're trying to make it as close to the real thing as possible. So props to the artists who are making these faces, my guy. Like, damn, that is some good stuff. All right, where was I again? I'm assuming I was at diverse. Okay, diverse possibilities of imperfection. Diversity in facial structure and ethnic descent has been part of our goals for providing face variations to the player. We want to offer a broad set of options, so players from different parts of the world and age groups can feel represented when creating their characters. Part of that representation is also imperfection, and it is something that we see as an important pillar when it comes to the character art in Darktide. For example, faces in real life are imperfect and more asymmetric than one might think, and we want to capture that in our set of faces. Crooked nose, grinded jaw, moles, veins, and skin conditions, these more minor details are important when making a face look like it has personality and soul. These imperfections ultimately contribute to our view of the ugly and gritty universe of Warhammer 40,000. With this intent in mind, we want the players to be able to create many different looks with just one face. Do you want to be a prison scum who got blind eye when the guard hit you with the butt of his laser gun? Or do you want to be a battle-worn Imperial soldier who was falsely accused by his officer and thrown into the penal legion? There should be enough options to allow players to create their own personality of a gritty character. So far, I'm really... Oh my goodness, look at the ogre. Or Ogren, I can't remember like whether it's called ogre or Ogren. That's pretty cool. Being able to customize your character like that. I like this one. This one looks freaking cool. And this man with a glorious beard. Anywho. Gearing up with the Inquisition. Okay. Once players start working with the Inquisition, they will be able to customize their character with cosmetic gear. Cosmetics in Darktide don't affect gameplay and are purely for decorative purposes, allowing players to connect more with their characters and show off in the Morning Star ship in front of the others. Ramping up the gear factory. At the start of the project, we knew that we need to build a solid pipeline a solid pipeline that would allow us to create significant variations of cosmetics and support. The visual cosmetics and support. Sorry. Significant variations of cosmetics and support the visual level of detail and the quality that we were aiming for. Eventually, we ended up with tech and workflows that we were pleased with, allowing us to create a vast amount of cosmetics inspired by various themes within Warhammer 40,000. The main element that we can set visually is color and patterns. It allows us to create many visual styles based on iconic planets, regiments, and other themes within the world of Warhammer 40,000. That's pretty cool. These two are wearing, I mean, they're kind of, but also not really. Like, they're wearing the same necklace, they got almost the same chest piece, but they have different bags. These two are somewhat similar, but they're not, if that makes any sense. So this would be like the Imperial Soldier class if you picked it, and then as you progress through the game, I'm assuming, you get cosmetics. That's really cool. I like that idea, being able to make cosmetics. And the fact that it's not a gear-based game where it's like, oh, you have to get good gear to do the better, like, stuff. Which, I mean, Vermintide 2 kind of had that. But I don't know. I'm very curious to see what they do with the weapons. Is there still going to be a gear system, or is it just preference? I'm assuming they're going to stay to their roots and make it just gear-wise, but overall, I'm happy that the overall gear we wear is just cosmetic, because sometimes you find a piece of gear and you think it just looks so freaking cool. Like, why not be allowed to wear that all the time, right? So I'm really happy they took this route for the cosmetics, so I'm really hyped about that. On top of color and patterns, we can also choose between various tileable fabrics or materials which extend our tool belt to a greater level. We can, for example, take a pair of pants and make them look either very rugged, clean, or feel completely different by applying a leather material. Okay. So this one looks kind of rugged, this one looks kind of clean, and a different color. But then this one has leather. That's really cool. They're really putting in a lot of work into character customization and cosmetics this time. Like, Vermintide 2 had some good cosmetics, but this, like, Darktide seems like they're taking it to a whole new level. Being able to just simply change your pants, and I mean, you kind of did that in Vermintide 2, but this seems a lot more, just more. It seems a lot more when it comes to, like, actually customizing your cosmetics for a character. Like, simply being able to change your pants to leather type of pants, and then to a different kind, like, that's just pretty awesome. Like, this one has the screws or whatever, the buttons. This one doesn't. This one has buttons too, but this one's leather. Like, that's actually pretty cool. You can actually get, I'm feeling like you can get really in depth into character customization when it comes to the cosmetics of what you're wearing, and that's really, really cool. As a last touch, we can apply a set of custom decals on the gear, which helps tie everything together and add that final touch of detail that sells the outfit's name, which I honestly like. Yes, we need decals to sell, like, we can, I wonder if they're gonna be like pre-made decals that we pick from, or if we get to make our own. Making our own is a pretty cool concept, but if we pick them, it's not a bad idea either. This one over here looks freaking cool. Look at that. They even have the, I don't know what this is called, but I see those on a lot of Warhammer things. But they look cool. Decide your outfit. In Vermintide 2, we allowed players to choose between full body skins and hats. In Darktide, however, we have decided to go for more extensive customization options. Players can pick a mix between the following apparel slots: head, gear, upper body, lower body, and accessory cosmetic items. I'm assuming that's stuff like this necklace. Like, this guy doesn't have a necklace, but this one does. This one has the... I keep forgetting. There's a word for this and I can't remember. This insignia, I'm just going to call it that. And then these two don't have it. But this one has cracks on their armor. This one does. This one doesn't. Like, the level of customization between all the gear is looking really good. Like, these two have the same helmet, but this one has like art on it and has like a gas mask, like more bags than the other person. Like, I'm seeing a lot of detail in armor customization in this game, and it's like, it's really hype. There's a lot of customization when it comes to gear, it seems like. A big part of Warhammer 40,000 miniature community has been creating cool kitbash miniatures, which has inspired us to extend our customization to this level. We believe that our cosmetic options will encourage players to combine different cosmetic items across the slots to create some stylish outfits to share with us and the community. Okay, so headgear, extra cosmetic, upper body, lower body. I wonder what this, like, is that? I'm gonna assume the extra cosmetic is the bags you add. So you only get one extra cosmetic. But there's also this, uniform and expressions. Maybe this is a section of cosmetics and this uniform is more? I don't know. An extra cosmetic seems pretty cool. I don't know, like, maybe, who knows? Maybe when we click it, it goes into more detail, but it seems pretty cool. And there's even a level system. You can see right there, veteran grunt, and there's a 1. I'm assuming we could also level our character as well. That might be a thing, which I guess, I mean, not exactly surprising. In Vermintide 2, you could level your character and get more passives and alter your skills the way you wanted to. So, and then have like whatever build you want. Conclusion. I hope you enjoyed reading this peek into our character customization in Darktide and that you have found it interesting. We're very excited to see players create their characters and configure different outfits, combinations with their friends to establish their own fire teams. For the Emperor. Okay. That's pretty cool. Like, they're going into a lot of freaking detail just for character customization. So character customization in this game is going to be really, really good compared to a lot of games out there. Because a lot of games either have sliders or just pick from a couple pre-made outfits that are all pretty much look the same. But this, being able to customize your armor to be just a little bit different than the other person's, like I've pointed out multiple times, these two look kind of the same, but they have different things. They have different, like, decals. Their armors, this guy's armor is a little worn out. This one's a little better. The bullets have like a cigarette pack or ammo pack, and this one doesn't. More ammo packs than this one. Like, they have the same, like, type of look, but they have different appearances, if that makes any sense. Like, you could tell they're somewhat the same, but they're a little bit different in their own special way, which is really awesome, because then it gives us so much, like, power at our fingertips to customize the characters the way we want to create them. We could create potentially our own very own character and just have it be like that. And that's really, really cool. I love that idea. They're really going all out with the customization options here. And that's pretty hype. That's making me more hyped for the game now. And it's like, what, 2 months away? This game is getting so much more hype. This character customization sounds really in-depth, and I'm really hyped for that. I mean, even look at the boots. Just look at those boots. This is just so cool. I'm really loving the idea so far. The cosmetics look really good. The character customization's looking really good. So this is going to be a really big hype for me. The one thing I'm wondering is, are the classes gender locked? Like, is the Sister of Battle stuck the Sister of Battle? Which kind of makes sense. It's not a Sister of Battle. I mean, some guys join the Sister of Battle. What are they called? Apothecaries? Inquisitors? I can't remember what they're called. I don't know. It would be cool to let you be whatever gender for whatever class. Cosmetic so far just look amazing, but yeah. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it gave you a good insight on like what they're doing with Darktide's character customization. Honestly, it's freaking hype. But yeah, let me know what you're the most excited about for Darktide at the moment. Does this seem like a cool idea? Are you hyped for the customization now? Because I know I am. I'm hyped out of my brain for this. I can't wait to just customize my own character the way I want to. That'd be cool. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.